Alex King made the call. After a few rings, Ethan answered. Alex could hear his breathing, a faint, rhythmic sound across the line. A long moment passed before Ethan's voice came through, soft and distant. He asked what Mr. King needed. Your phone is still here, Alex stated. He asked when Ethan was coming to get it. Ethan's reply was nonchalant. He told Alex to do whatever he wanted with it, explaining that the number was set up exclusively for him. He said Alex was the only one who ever called it. So now that you've quit, you have no use for it anymore, is that right? Alex took a deep breath. He told Ethan he was taking him to dinner in 3 days and to clear his schedule. Ethan demurred, reminding Alex that he knew he didn't like crowds. Just the two of us, Alex clarified. Proper farewell dinner. He reasoned that if they couldn't be colleagues, they could at least be friends. Wasn't that right? Ethan informed him that his flight to Denver was the next day. Alex's patience snapped. He demanded to know why Ethan had to be so defiant, asking what was wrong with him. Good night, Mr. King. Ethan hung up abruptly. It was the first time he had ever disconnected a call with Alex, and it felt like he was running from something. When Alex called back, there was no answer. He threw his phone aside and stared at the ceiling until dawn, wondering where Ethan could be in the middle of the night. The next day, Alex went to his mother's apartment for dinner, groceries in hand. Before he was even fully through the door, she was peering behind him, asking where Ethan was and why he hadn't come along. His whole family adored Ethan, especially his mother. In her words, her husband and sons were both emotionally clueless brutes, while Ethan was the thoughtful confidant who would happily accompany her on shopping trips. Alex wasn't ready to tell her Ethan had quit. The ensuing storm of questions would be unbearable. He tried to deflect with a joke, saying her favorite son was home and she wasn't even giving him a second look. He feigned a broken heart. His mother was not amused. She scoffed at the idea of him being her favorite and demanded to know what was going on with his latest social media post. She complained that she'd spent the last 2 days fielding calls, her tongue raw from explaining to everyone that he wasn't gay. Alex just smiled. What if I am? His mother stared for a second, then rolled her eyes when she realized he was teasing. She lamented that he would never grow up, a 38-year-old man who couldn't even find a wife. He told her he had found someone. His mother's expression was skeptical. She knew how he was, and she didn't approve. She thought his fiancée was too headstrong and that her heart wasn't with him. She called Alex impulsive, saying that for years, Ethan was the only one who could manage him. Then, wringing her hands, she sighed, if only Ethan were a girl. Her voice faded into a drone as a completely new line of thought electrified Alex's mind. He was supposed to find a top-tier boyfriend for Ethan. Well, who was more of a top-tier catch than him? Despite his mother's opinion, at his core, Alex King was a man who took responsibility. And if he was going to pursue Ethan, he had to do it right, ensuring Ethan could be with him without any reservations. In the next second, he dropped to his knees in front of his mother. She stared, utterly bewildered, asking what he was doing. Mom, I'm a monster, he wailed. Ethan hates me now. Over the next 5 minutes, Alex spun a vivid, dramatic tale for his mother. He told her he'd realized he was gay and, in a drunken stupor, had taken advantage of Ethan. Utterly and completely taken advantage of him. And now Ethan was quitting because of it. His mother was speechless. Within half an hour, his father and older brother had been summoned to the apartment. As a result, at 38 years old, Alex received a stern dressing down from his still imposing father and his brother. He was grounded, forbidden from leaving the house, and ordered to go to Ethan the next day, whip in hand, to beg for forgiveness. His father added that if Ethan didn't forgive him, he'd see to it that Alex went to jail. It was a stark reminder of his family's love. That night, bruised and unable to sleep, he focused on Ethan's phone. After several failed password attempts, he went to his brother for help. His brother, an expert in tech, initially refused. Alex had to practically threaten to hang himself before his brother finally agreed to crack the password. Yes, he knew he was violating Ethan's privacy, but he was desperate. He had to know who this online friend was that Ethan was flying to Denver to meet. Know thy enemy. Ethan was either going to be his assistant or his partner. There was no third option. Alex promised himself he would only take a quick look. He ended up staring at the screen for 3 hours. It was strange. He couldn't find any trace of another man. His text messages were filled with Alex's own rambling thoughts and money transfers. His work apps were flooded with assignments from Alex. On a forum he frequented, the most liked posts were about how to handle a demanding boss, how to satisfy a boss, and what it's like when your boss is an unreasonable tyrant. Finally, he opened a little-known blogging app. Alex didn't use these platforms, considering them breeding grounds for idiocy, but he was surprised to find Ethan had an account. The username was Solitary Orbit, and he had nearly 10,000 followers. There were only about 30 posts. Alex started from the very first one, written 5 years ago. It's hard keeping some things bottled up. It's starting to affect my work, and he'll get angry about that. So I'll write them here. Hopefully I can get back on track soon. I'm in love with my boss, but he's straight. He's older than me, often forgets to shave, and can be a little sloppy. But he's tall and his arms are strong. I'll never forget when he carried me out of that abyss. He held me so securely, with a stability that felt like a physical constant, a source of immense safety. He's usually a quiet, imposing person, but lately he's started rambling to me all the time. Sometimes it makes me feel special, creating the illusion that maybe, just maybe, he likes me a little too. But yesterday I found out that's not it. That's just how he is with people he's familiar with. I have to control these feelings. He can't find out. I still owe him money. I can only leave after I've paid him back in full. I failed to control myself. I'm living with my boss now. The constants are tying his tie and making his meals. The variable is waking him up. Sometimes I get there and he's already awake, washing his face. That makes me unhappy. So now I get up earlier every morning just to watch him sleep. He looks so endearing when he's asleep. But I'm greedy. I wish I could be lying next to him. I love cooking for him. The joy it brings me is equivalent to being gifted a particle accelerator. He's actually easy to feed. He eats everything. Today was my birthday. He took me to a fancy French restaurant. I wasn't used to it. When we got back, he cooked me a bowl of pasta. He put a lot of truffle and meat in it. It wasn't very good. His taste is so predictably straight, but I felt incredibly happy. He called me his work wife today. He thought I was mad, but I wasn't. In my head, I answered, darling. I wish I could call him that for real, but I don't have the right. I can only call him Mr. King. Every time I say it, I feel shy. Sometimes I get scared. I feel like he sees right through me. Maybe he says those things just to flirt, for fun. If that's the case, I can't even be angry. Just scared. But at least he would know how I feel. The boss got drunk last night. As I helped him to bed, he was mumbling, telling me stories about his past. He praised me, said I was his favorite person in the whole company. Then I asked him again, who do you like the most? He said, I like you the most. I recorded it on my phone. I secretly took one of his old pajama shirts. I didn't wash it. I hung it in my closet with my clothes, with my shirt inside and his outside, as if he were holding me. I feel guilty. I feel like a pervert, but I can't help it. A lot of you have told me to be brave and pursue love. I'm afraid I have to disappoint you. I can never confess to my boss. First, he really is straight. He watches porn. Second, I adore his family. They've given me the warmth of a family I never had. I couldn't bear their disappointment, or worse, their disgust. Finally, this crush is my own business. My boss's feelings for me are like Schrodinger's cat. Sometimes I think he likes me, sometimes I think he doesn't. This uncertain superposition sends my emotions on a roller coaster, but I don't want to collapse the waveform. I can be his assistant for a lifetime. I never want to know if that cat is dead or alive. I'm a coward. Please stop pushing me, everyone. The boss hasn't had stomach pains in a long time. That's good. I, on the other hand, am not doing so well. I've been having dizzy spells. I need to get to a doctor soon. I need to take care of my health so I can take care of him when he's old. The boss is getting married. Some people's love is like the Higgs boson, a 1 in a billion particle sought after but rarely found. I thought we had quantum entanglement, but it turns out we were only held together by the weak nuclear force. He doesn't love her. He just thinks she's suitable. If only I were a woman. At least then I could speak of love openly. A $9 marriage license. It's such a normal thing for straight couples, but for me it's a lifelong extravagant hope. But being able to see him get married is good enough. I'll be his best man. Standing beside him, I can secretly imagine I'm the one he's marrying. And there's another benefit to his marriage. He'll have his own children. His kids can call me their godfather. He'll be dad, and I'll be godfather. Yes, that's good. Thank you for your concern, everyone. I'm fine. My romantic problems are no longer the main issue. I have a tumor in my brain. It's benign, but it's pressing on a nerve. The success rate for surgery is not high. I've decided to resign. I never thought I won't get to be the best man or the godfather. I guess I'm a bit unlucky. But then again, I'm very lucky. I've lived an extra 7 years. My boss never realized that 7 years ago, when I was lying naked on that table, I saw the window in the room was open. It was the 37th floor. I thought as soon as he leaves, I'll jump. I had even planned my posture. But he came back and carried me away. So in the past, when you all called my boss a jerk, I would always defend him, sometimes even argue with you. He is the best person in the world. Truly. He always says he's a heartless capitalist, but he's the best. If you disagree, I'll curse you out. I won't tell my boss, so don't you dare stir things up. He's getting married. How could I tell him something so morbid? He would probably cry, the big idiot. And I couldn't bear to see him sad. Besides, if he knew and wasn't sad enough, I would be heartbroken. It's too much trouble. Let me go quietly in Denver. The best blessing I can give him is to not disturb him. As I write this, I'm on my balcony looking at the stars. Starlight travels for hundreds of millions of years to reach our eyes. During that time, particles decay or are obscured, so being seen is no small feat. We are seeing stars as they were eons ago. Perhaps that star has long since faded. Its light the only proof it ever shone. It's beautiful. My boss saw my light once. How romantic. I suppose some things in this world can't be forced. I have many regrets, but I don't regret this. I'm just reluctant to let go. At 3 in the morning, Alex realized he was the other man, and his assistant was dying. He called Ethan's number relentlessly, but the phone was off. He called Ethan's friends, but no one knew where he was. Finally, he drove to the police station and begged a friend in the force to help him locate the phone. The ordeal stretched until 10 the next morning, when he finally got a hit. The previous night, Ethan had boarded a flight to Munich, Germany. Alex surmised he was seeking a specialist, but the problem was that once in Germany, the trail went cold. Alex had zero connections there. He flew to Munich immediately and went from hospital to hospital, a stranger in a strange land, but he couldn't find him. An overwhelming anxiety consumed him. He wondered if Ethan's tumor was a result of the years of pressure he had put on him. The poor eating habits, the lack of sleep, being forced to work while sick. A week of this yielded nothing. Back in the States, he put out a $1 million reward for information on Ethan's whereabouts. He stopped eating, stopped sleeping. The story of the high-powered CEO who had lost his mind looking for his assistant spread through New York's business circles. He had never been more grateful for his network and his family's wealth, which he had so recklessly almost squandered in his youth. 3 days later, he finally got a concrete address. He didn't wait a second, flying straight to a private wellness center in Colorado. The facility was nestled deep in the mountains. He found Ethan on a crisp, sunny winter afternoon. It was a version of him Alex had never seen. Dressed in a loose, white cashmere sweater, a slender cane resting by his side, Ethan was lounging contentedly on a rocking chair, soaking in the sun with an earbud in one ear. A small, fluffy kitten meowed at his feet. He bent over and held out a hand. The kitten expertly hopped into his palm, curled into a white ball, and settled onto his lap to sleep. Ethan never opened his eyes, a faint smile playing on his lips as he rocked gently. He looked peaceful and relaxed, a far cry from the emaciated patient Alex had imagined. He had even put on a little weight, and his skin glowed. Meanwhile, Alex King, a titan of industry, had lost 30 pounds in 10 days, his ulcer flaring up a dozen times. He looked more like the patient than Ethan did. Still, Alex was relieved to see him looking so well. He stood beside the chair, waiting for Ethan to open his eyes and give him that familiar, exasperated Alex, "Not you again" expression. He took out his phone and started recording a video of Ethan stroking the kitten. He watched Ethan's long, pale fingers weave through the soft fur, the image under the bright sun looking like alabaster on mink. Ethan had once mentioned wanting a cat, but Alex had shot down the idea, irritated by the thought of his assistant's attention being divided. So Ethan had started feeding strays, unable to resist petting them. He'd been scratched and had to get rabies shots 4 times in 7 years, but he never learned his lesson. He was always like that with things he loved, drawn to them foolishly, without fear of getting hurt. A larger cat sauntered over and began pawing at Ethan's pants. Ethan still didn't open his eyes, merely lowering his hand, expecting the cat to nuzzle him. The cat, startled, raised a clawed paw. Just as it was about to scratch the back of Ethan's hand, Alex shouted and lunged forward, grabbing Ethan's hand and rubbing it protectively. He couldn't stop himself from scolding. "How many times have I told you not to touch strange animals? With your condition, can you even get a vaccine now?" Ethan's eyes flew open. He gripped Alex's hand tightly, his breathing ragged. Took him a long moment to form words. "You, Mr. King, how did you?" Alex grunted. "How do you think?" Ethan stared, large tears rolling down his cheeks, yet he was smiling through them. "I wanted you to come so badly, but I was so afraid of you seeing me like this." It was only then that Alex noticed a critical detail. Ethan's gaze was unfocused. He was speaking to Alex, but his eyes weren't looking at him. His ear was tilted in his direction instead. He had kept his eyes closed, perhaps because he was blind. You can't see, can you?" Alex crouched down, waving a hand in front of Ethan's face. The motion stirred the air, ruffling Ethan's hair. After a moment, Ethan finally asked, "How did you find me?" "I read your blog," Alex admitted. Ethan's breath caught, and his pale face flushed crimson. He stammered, Alex King, how could you? You've gone too far." The persona on his blog was a world away from the assistant Alex knew. Take the simple act of waking him up. In Alex's memory, he opened his eyes each morning to Ethan's stern, unblinking glare, a look that instantly killed any desire to sleep in. Who could have known he was secretly admiring his boss's peerless sleeping face like a total creep? And he never joked with Alex, always maintaining an impenetrable wall of professionalism. Honestly, Alex couldn't be blamed for not noticing Ethan's feelings for 7 years. The man had buried them too deep. Hearing that his deepest secret was out, Ethan panicked. He shoved the cat from his lap toward Alex's face and tried to stand, stumbling right over Alex, who was still crouched in front of him. Alex reached out to catch him, and they both went down, rolling on the grass with Alex cushioning his fall. Alex held him tight, suddenly furious with the wellness center. "Why is no one with you if you can't see?" he demanded, wiping a face full of cat fur away. "And what's with all these cats? What if you get scratched?" Ethan, propped up on Alex's chest, whispered, "Mr. King, please let me go." The warmth of Ethan's body, sun-soaked and carrying a faint, pleasant scent, made Alex's voice catch. "Don't move. Let me hold you for a minute." Ethan fell silent, gently resting his head on Alex's shoulder. The tension that had been coiling inside Alex for days finally began to unwind. The fear of Ethan suffering alone, the fear of never seeing him again, it all eased now that he was holding him securely in his arms. After a long while, Alex spoke in a low voice. "What happened to your eyes? Ethan, tell me the truth. No more lies." He explained that the tumor was pressing on his optic nerve, causing his vision to come and go. "When is the surgery?" Alex couldn't see his expression, but he heard Ethan's soft breath by his ear. He told him he'd consulted with doctors in Germany. The tumor's location was difficult. The surgery had a low success rate with a high risk of cognitive impairment, and recurrence was likely. I don't want the surgery." A cold anger washed over Alex. "Ethan, is that how you treat your own life? What's so great about German doctors? They're nothing compared to ours. Pack your things. I'm taking you back to New York." "Mr. King," Ethan sighed. He said Alex was always so domineering and that he had no respect for his wishes. He repeated that he wasn't having the surgery. Ordinarily, Alex would have exploded. But the sun was warm, and Ethan smelled so good. For the first time, he spoke with calm reason. "If you die, what am I supposed to do? If you just leave like this, I'll never get over it. I'll have to be your widower for the rest of my life. Can't you try just once? For me? I'll be with you, Ethan." Ethan went rigid. In a trembling voice, he asked, You're not disgusted by me?" Alex replied with a helpless sigh. He conceded that Ethan was perhaps a little bit of a creep. After a pause, he added, "But I like it." He thought this declaration would move Ethan, but instead, Ethan began to struggle. Alex tightened his grip, rolling them over to pin Ethan's waist. When he said he wanted to hold him, he meant until he was done holding him. Ethan's hands flailed against his chest, then suddenly froze. "Alex King," he said loudly, "your beer belly is gone." "It's not a beer belly," Alex snapped, suddenly defensive of his image in Ethan's eyes. "It's a respectable paunch. What's wrong with a 38-year-old man having a little paunch? It's sexy. Watch your tone with your boss, Mr. Lin." Ethan paused, then his hands moved up to touch Alex's face. His eyes welled up again. "You've gotten so thin. Even my favorite double chin is gone. In that moment, Alex seriously questioned Ethan's taste. He wasn't ugly, to be clear. Even an out-of-shape titan of industry was still a titan. He used to have a six-pack, a physique that had attracted countless women in New York. The constant advances from starlets at business events had been a nuisance. But the harassment had lessened considerably after he'd gained some weight. And now that he thought about it, he'd started gaining weight right when Ethan began supervising his meals, cooking him elaborate dishes, practically force-feeding him 5 times a day, even getting up in the middle of the night to make him snacks, terrified he might get hungry and have another ulcer attack. Could it be that Ethan had deliberately fattened him up to ward off other women? What a creep. He loved it. Ethan's hands moved back to his stomach, tears streaming down his face as he asked gravely if his ulcer had flared up. He wondered if it was because of him. Alex reached up to wipe his tears away, murmuring reassurances. He told him not to cry, that his stomach was fine. He said that if Ethan really cared about him, he'd have the surgery. Alex needed him. He only liked the food Ethan made for him. He told him he was still young and had to pull through. He apologized for working him so hard all these years without a vacation. Once he was better, they would travel for a few years. He insisted the illness wasn't a death sentence and that he would get him the best treatment. Ethan sniffled, shaking his head slightly. He reasoned that Alex was just used to his cooking. Now that he knew how Ethan felt, it wouldn't be fair to his fiancée for Ethan to keep cooking for him. He thanked Alex but said it wasn't necessary. Ethan had 100 ways to infuriate him. Alex grunted. "Is your brain not working? What damn wedding? Do you think I'm the kind of scumbag who dates 2 people at once? Ethan, you listen to me. From now on, I'm your man. My people, my money, my family, you get a share of it all. You don't have to worry about a thing. You have only one job. Fight to live." With that, he lifted Ethan and sat them both on the rocking chair. He told him to wait, that he would show him the marriage certificate. Ethan looked like his system was about to crash. He stammered, "A marriage certificate? With who?" "With you, of course." Alex rummaged through his bag and pulled a small, red booklet from an inner pocket, placing it in Ethan's hand. He said he'd seen on his blog that he wanted one. "I even photoshopped my picture. Made myself look extra handsome. When you get better, you can admire your dashing Alex." "Did you Photoshop me?" "No. Your skin is perfect. You don't need it." Ethan's hands trembled as he clutched the cover. His grip so tight the corners began to bend. Fearing he might have a breakdown from the shock, Alex added, "It's a custom job. Alligator skin." Ethan was silent. "But I had my father's contacts at the city clerk's office put an official seal on it. It's not legally recognized, of course, but you're entitled to half my assets. And that wedding I was planning? When you're better, we'll have it. A real, proper wedding." Ethan faltered. "Your parents? Don't worry, they've agreed. My dad's retired, and I'm the richest one in the family now. No one tells me what to do. Oh, and remember, I was the one who forced myself on you. Don't let that slip." Ethan said nothing. Alex ended up carrying him back to his room. It was an urgent retreat, as Ethan was crying a mess of tears and snot, and Alex, being a man who never carried tissues, had nothing to offer. Ethan had always been the one to hand him one. Ethan clutched the certificate tightly, his head on Alex's shoulder, the sound of his sniffling a tragic symphony in Alex's ear. "Is that tears or snot dripping on my neck right now?" Alex asked. Ethan's voice was thick with congestion, sounding both miserable and obedient. "Tears. Just wipe it on my shirt." Alex sighed. "Are your tear ducts sponsored by a bottled water company?" "No." Ethan paused. Your shirt is too expensive. They were supposed to fly back to New York that night. But it turned out Ethan had donated a large sum to a nearby wildlife sanctuary to reserve a private encounter with the wolves the next morning. Apparently, part of his plan for coming to Colorado was to see them. Alex marveled at the existence of people like Ethan, who would spend a fortune for a few minutes with a wild animal. Such a sweet, foolish man with too much money. After his crying jag the day before, Ethan's vision had surprisingly cleared enough to see shadows. A keeper brought out a young wolf pup, a small bundle of fur. Ethan reached out and gently stroked its ears, a look of pure joy on his face. When the keeper asked if he wanted to hold it, Ethan was stunned, saying he thought it was against the rules. The keeper explained that since Ethan was a special patron, an exception could be made. Dressed in a protective suit, Ethan held the pup as if it were a child. He turned his head and whispered to Alex, "Boss, I'm holding a wolf. I'm so lucky." Alex just grunted and took a picture. Of course he could hold it. Alex had secretly donated another $1 million to the sanctuary. And besides, if this was Ethan's last wish, he would spend any amount of money to make it happen. Afterward, Ethan took him to see his favorite adult wolf. When they arrived, the animal was lounging on a rock, gnawing on a bone like a king. Ethan told Alex that the wolf reminded him of him. Alex was initially offended, but considering it was Ethan's favorite, he found himself feeling a little pleased. He leaned down and kissed Ethan, who covered his face, blushing furiously. After seeing the wolves, they returned to New York. In some ways, death is the great equalizer. No matter how rich or poor, a life is but a century. Alex had lived 38 years with relative ease. He never imagined his greatest trial would be Ethan. The preparations for Ethan's surgery took 10 days. Alex couldn't sleep. He lay in the bed next to Ethan's, waiting until he was asleep before moving to lie beside him, holding his wrist and counting his pulse until he woke. He was terrified that at any moment, a vessel in Ethan's brain would burst and he would be gone. He only managed to catch a few moments of rest in his car during the day when his mother came to sit with Ethan. He was racked with anxiety, but he couldn't break down. He was Ethan's pillar of strength. The night before the surgery, Ethan climbed into his bed. This time, Alex didn't push him away. He held him. "What's wrong? Cold?" Ethan snuggled deeper into his arms and whispered, "I'm scared." Alex's eyes stung. He was terrified too, but he couldn't show it. He patted Ethan's back and forced a laugh. "Scared of what? It's a minor surgery. I'll be waiting right outside the door for you. The Grim Reaper wouldn't dare send his men for you. It's okay. Sleep." Ethan nodded faintly, then said suddenly, "I feel like I wasted these past 7 years. If only I had been braver, if I had told you sooner." He started to cry again. "What if tomorrow? I regret it so much." Fearing it would affect the surgery, Alex quickly interrupted. "Hey, if you had told me sooner, I might have just fired you. Seriously, you know how difficult I am." He told him about his past girlfriends, the high school romance he'd ended because she asked too many math questions, the influencer he dated at 28 who was too high maintenance. After that, he'd decided women were too much trouble. Ethan was the only one. His assistant. The best in the world. His treasure. Ethan thought for a moment and conceded he had a point. He might have even gotten a punch from him. He mused that his tumor had really picked the perfect time to show up. Alex scolded him for talking nonsense. Ethan, used to his reprimands, actually looked content. He shifted closer. "Boss, do you want me? Don't tempt me. After your surgery, you'll get what's coming to you." "But what if there is no what if?" Alex roared. Ethan nodded quickly. "No what if. You're right, Mr. King. Don't be angry. Alex cupped his chin and bit his lip. They kissed clumsily, breathlessly, like two cats rubbing against each other. It was their first kiss. When it was over, Ethan lay panting on his chest. You're so rough. Alex's mind was hazy. He thought Ethan tasted like lemons. Sweet, delicious. When they had both calmed down, he spoke with solemnity. You've always had bad luck, and I've always had good luck. I'm giving all of mine to you. You have to pull through. Ethan's eyes were glistening, shining with the same bright intensity as the day he'd first come for his interview. Boss, I won't let you down. I'll live. I'll take care of you when you're old. The comment completely ruined the mood, but Alex was moved beyond words. For the first time, he held Ethan and slept through the night. The surgery lasted 13 hours. Alex stood outside the entire time, a sentinel at the door. He had promised Ethan he would wait for him, and he was afraid that if he didn't keep his post, Ethan might get angry and not come back. It was only when Ethan was wheeled out, an oxygen mask on his face, and the doctor told him the surgery was a success, that Alex finally let himself relax. After Ethan woke up, Alex slept for what felt like an eternity. The craniotomy required shaving his head, turning Ethan into a handsome young monk. By the time they got married, his hair had only grown back into a short, fuzzy layer, which looked incredibly cool. Alex, on the other hand, was at his physical peak. The months of caring for Ethan had motivated him to exercise rigorously, and his six-pack had returned. His hair was thick and dark. If not now, when would they get married? His brother joked that they looked like two gangsters getting married, but Alex was thrilled with the ceremony. It was a very Western wedding held outdoors. Many people came, all smiling, of course. Alex urged Ethan to post on his blog, to share the video of them exchanging vows. Ethan hesitated, expressing concern about what people would say. Who cares? Why should a man and a woman be able to post it, but two men have to be secretive? Gay, straight, it's all just love, isn't it? Ethan paused, then a brilliant smile spread across his face. You're right. That's more your style. Alex knew the wedding was scandalous, and Ethan had advised him to keep a low profile, but he refused. Ethan was his partner, man or woman, it didn't matter. He wanted everyone he knew to see it and to shut up about it. He was happier than any of them. The sun was shining in a brilliant blue sky. In the video, they stood on a lush green lawn, dressed in sharp suits, gazing at each other as they smiled and exchanged rings. I am yours, and you are mine. From this day to my last day. Alex held Ethan and kissed him deeply. He told him that from now on he was to call him husband, not boss. Ethan, lacking Alex's thick skin, turned red to the tips of his ears and whispered the word so softly it was barely audible. Alex was ecstatic. He announced loudly to their guests, "From this day forward, Ethan is my husband. Everyone is welcome to be jealous of my blissful married life." Ethan, mortified, tried to hide behind him, but Alex pulled him back out for another kiss. They spent 2 years on their honeymoon, visiting every place Ethan had ever wanted to see. When they returned, Alex King, titan of industry, finally resumed his perfect life. When there was work, his assistant did it. And when there wasn't, he did his assistant.